Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. My name is Jason, and if you're not familiar with our channel, maybe if you're new, every Sunday we do a devotional video where we talk about Jesus. And right now I'm going to the book of John. Okay, and in the book of John, I'm in John chapter 8. Okay, and in John chapter 8, we see where Jesus is talking to Pharisees and Jewish rulers. Okay, which is what he did a lot of, correct? And he just went through the spot where they had brought to him an adulterous woman and trying to get him to say to stone her or not. And then in verse 12 he said, he talked about being the light of the world and not walking in darkness. So we're going to start here in verse 13. It's a little windy today. There's been a little mowing action over here behind me. It's obviously, look, we live in a neighborhood, so people got to do stuff right. So hopefully the sound is okay. But so in John chapter 8 verse 13 it says, the Pharisees challenged him, "Here you are appearing as your own witness. Your testimony is not valid." Jesus answered, "Even if I testify on my own behalf, my testimony is valid, for I know where I came from and where I am going, but you have no idea where I come from or where I am going. You judge by human standards. I pass judgment on no one. But if I do judge, my decisions are right, because I am not alone. I stand with the Father who sent me. In your own law it is written that the testimony of two men is valid. I am one who testifies for myself. My other witness is the Father who sent me." Then they asked him, "Where is your Father?" "You do not know me or my Father," Jesus replied. "If you knew me, you would know my Father also." And he spoke these words while teaching in the temple area near the place where the offerings were put. Yet no one seized him, because his time had not yet come. There's a lot of this stuff went on in the Bible where the Pharisees just questioned him constantly, argued with him constantly. You know, and I've talked about him, how he constantly had to defend himself. Here he is, he's saying, "Hey, my testimony is valid because there's two people here. Okay, it's my Father, the Father, and it's me. So it's two people. My testimony is valid." But the Pharisees had issues understanding what he was talking about. All the time. It's constant issues understanding what Jesus meant and what he was saying. And part of it is simply that their sin was in the way and their flesh was in the way. But a lot of it is that they simply had their own predetermined idea of who the Messiah was, what he was going to do, how it was going to come about, and what the answers were. They thought they had the answers before God gave them the answers. How often do we do that? How often do we just simply not understand what God's answer is in our life because we come to Him with our own predetermined ideas of what we're supposed to do, how things are going to happen, what my life is going to be, and what He actually wants. See, a lot of times we have that answer in our hearts and our minds, and we just determine this is what's going to be, and we just ask God as what we're supposed to do type thing. We're just a little lip service to God. "Hey, God, all right, I'll pray about it, even though I already know the answer." We're all guilty of it, by the way, of having these predetermined ideas instead of leaving our hearts open to whatever God wants. And it's maybe kind of short today. I'm not really sure how it's going to work out, but so often we do that. And it's really just our own sin, and in a way, like the Pharisees, it's our own ideas, because we always want to do what we want to do, not really what God wants to do. And you know, a lot of times maybe your intentions are all well and good, and you think, okay, it's fine because I'm going to do this for God. It's good. If it's not what God wants, it's not what God wants. It'd be like taking a mechanic and saying, "Okay, hey, I know you're a mechanic and you're a good mechanic, but instead of being a mechanic, instead of doing what your gift is, I want you to do, what else do you like to do? Oh, you like to sing in your car? Okay, you're going to be a singer." He's a mechanic. He's not a singer, right? But like he's going to say, like, "Okay, well, I'm a mechanic, but I like to sing, so my gift is singing." Maybe not. Hey, bud, sometimes you just like to sing. You can just sing in your car, right? Not everybody has the same gift, And just because you enjoy doing something doesn't mean it's your gift, okay? Just because it's something you like to do doesn't mean it's what God wants you to do. You know, maybe He just wants you to do your gift, right? And you can enjoy something else, but hey, your gift is this. But now, honestly, a lot of times your gift is also something you enjoy. I was just using that as a silly example. Like, I mean, but just like the Pharisees, sometimes we want to argue and like use a lot of arguments to justify your thoughts and your process. And okay, well, I'm going to try to use facts, right, and scriptures to say, well, this is why I should do this, to justify my own ideas and my own desires, okay? But then you're just arguing, wasting time, and then you just further jump down this pit of disobedience and a veiled understanding of what you should be doing, because you're trying to make yourself believe it. You're trying to convince God, hey, no, change your mind. It's for real. I mean, like this. Some people really think like this, right? But the fact is that your predetermined ideas are just simply that, a predetermined idea, not actually what God wants. So what I would challenge you to do this week is open yourself up. Lay all your predetermined ideas aside and simply ask God, what do you want you to do? Hey God, what do you need me to do? What do you want me to do? God, I know that this is what I like doing. This is what I kind of want to do because it seems easier, it seems like it fits in. But I know that sometimes you ask me to do things that are hard. Sometimes you ask me to do things that doesn't really make sense to our human minds. You know, sometimes, how about all the time? Your ways are so much different and so much more wise than our ways. Because you understand the ramifications of our decisions later in life, and later than we can ever imagine. So God, I'm going to trust in your infinite wisdom. I'm going to trust that your plan is right. Your plan is right. And I want to lay aside all of my predetermined ideas of who you are and what you desire. And I'm going to lay my life down at your feet. Open my heart to you. Open my mind to you. And God, what do you really want? And when you make it clear to me, God, when I clearly understand, help me to do that. That is a hard place of surrender. But surrender is key. Surrender is something God's been dealing with me on. Is true, full surrender. And when we do that, we'll see God move in our lives, and we'll see God change things, and the doors will be opened that we need to be opened, right? So thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you have any prayer requests, or praise reports, or any comments, please leave them below. We'd love to hear from you and pray for you, okay? And my name is Jason. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you and goodbye.